You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie?
Mike, this past weekend, man, was a big weekend of football, dude. You get a chance to watch any of those games that were on?
Did I get a chance to watch? That's all I did. That's all I did was watch football all weekend.
I thought, you got daughters.
And lose money. And lose money.
Family.
Yeah, well, listen, when playoff football is going on, especially there were 3 games each day, which can I say I didn't really like. I got to be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the extra game on each day for the NFL weekend. And the reason that I feel that way is because I wasn't really able to get shit done before the games started. Like the first game started at 1, so I got to arrange food. I have to get my bets in. This means that like from 11 o'clock on, I'm pretty much occupied. Whereas in the old style of doing things, when there were only 2 games on each day, you kind of had until 4 o'clock to get everything together. And then, you had the rest of the day, the early part of the day to get things done. But I'm not going to complain about sitting and watching like 24 hours worth of football over 2 days. I got killed. I got killed in the gambling aspect of things. I won one bet the whole weekend, and that was what was the first game? It was Colts. Was it Colts Titans? I think, right? And I won the first half bet. I had a first half bet on that game. That was it. It's the only bet I won for the entire weekend. So that was a waste. But yeah, great weekend, right? Great weekend. What was your take on all the football, Rob?
It's funny because of all the gambling that I've done my whole life, I never knew what a teaser was. And then my brother introduced me to the teaser, and it's the easiest thing to win in the whole world. So I've been winning my teasers like this nonstop. Like I won 2 teasers this past weekend. I mean, I'm betting 50 to win 35, but it's still 35. I'm grinding like, the one game that I wanted to watch. I went to the gym. I was watching in the gym, and it's not the same as being home. So the Bills Colts game was a good game. But I mean, it's not the same when your team's not in it. It's fun to watch, whatever. But
yeah, I don't want to talk about my dumpster fire of a team right now. But this weekend, Rob, going to be even better. It's going to be even better. Do you know why, Rob? Because not only do we have a full slate of NFL playoff football, but we got a full slate of PBA major competition for 250 G's starting on Flow Bowling this weekend, Rob.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I wish it was a different format.
You're going to be a downer about this.
Yeah,
Come on.
I can't get excited about just like straight qualifying games. I just can't. I'm being honest. Like if it was like a round robin match play, where like the top like 24 were bowling on Sunday to get to the top 5 or something, and then like the last like couple like they did a position round and you fifth bowl the 6th seat for the final spot on the show. Dude, that's more exciting than watching just someone like. What if the top 5 are so far away from the rest of the field where there's no really like, because 20 games, that's a possibility, right? Where by the 19th game, the top 5 can be so far away from the field.
It's 24, I believe.
See,
yeah.
So even more of a that like stresses my point, right? Like, what if, Mike, you're watching as a spectator, and I'm talking entertainment value of it. If the top 5 are so far away from the field that you don't even want to watch because you already know who's in the top 5. Or what if there's 5 games left and the top 5 is so far away from the field? So what do? You just 28 games, Larry. I appreciate that.
6, 12. Okay.
Yeah. But am I wrong though here? Like, okay, 27 games down, right? Or no, let's start over. 23 games have been bowled, right? Fifth place is 300 pins, from sixth place. Why am I going to watch the last 5 games, Mike? I'd have to find a region, right? Is Flow Bowling, are they covering all the regions?
Yes.
So I'd have to start finding a region where it's closer, right, for entertainment. Now, David, it's the grandma's PBA. What does that mean exactly? I don't get what that means. Match play. That's where the entertainment value is.
He's saying that, you sound like you are stuck in doing things the old way. Right, and
that's qualifying is a new way of doing things. 28 games of qualifying is a new way of doing things.
It's not the qualifying, but it's the overall format of the tournament. I think that's different, and I also think that because the format is different, it kind of lends itself to doing just a qualifying at these levels because you're going to have a step ladder for each one of these events. So you're gonna get part of what you want. You're just not going to get it in the first part of this event. Does that make sense? Or
but as a spectator, for me watching from the house, look, Mike, we all know you're going to like it. Whatever they do, the PBA does, you're going to like it because it's on Flow Bowling and it gives a chance to watch. Look, you're a fanboy. We know this, right? I'm being real
That's
here.
Nonsense.
I'm realistic, Rob. I'm keeping it real, Rob, right now, right?
I'm hard on the PBA too. It's nonsense.
I want to see some action, some I want to see some, like, I don't know, match play, like a round robin, like last 2 games, right? These guys have been bowling 28 games. It's down to 25th game, and 5th, 4th, and 3rd are close, and they're bowling each other in matches, and and then it's important. The one thing I do like about the qualifying, in that there's no match play, is that the bonus pins don't come into effect, meaning if you are high average in the field, you're going to go and make the show, because we all know you could have high average in the field and bowl round robin match play and not make the show. So realistically, the best bowler will make it. The top 5 best bowlers will make it for that weekend. But as a spectator to entertainment purpose, I'd rather see match play, honestly.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, like I said, I feel like you're getting a combination of both here. But all right. So Rob, last week on the pod, we did the East and West regions. Okay.
We did.
Right. So this week we have 3 more regions to do. All right. And that is the Central, the Southwest, and the South. All right. So we're going to start with the Central region here. We want to let everybody know too. After we get through these 3 regions, Rob and I are going to do some hypothetical bets. Okay, we gave ourselves a $10,000 bankroll. All right,
Mike,
and
let me say something real quick. If the PBA, if Fox Bet, DraftKings, if they don't want to do the betting, Mike, Sweep the Rack is going to do the betting, because that's the way it should be done. And the PBA and Fox Sports Bet, they can learn a little something from our show. Give the people some bets. Give the people a reason to turn on Flow Bowling. Give the people a reason to watch 28 games of qualifying, right? Mike, if I was able to bet on this, I guarantee you watching qualifying would be a hell of a lot more thrilling. If I put a bet in at, I don't know, Simonson at 3-1, right? And he was in 6th place and he had 5 games left, and I was able to watch every game Simonson. Dude, you want to talk about like a reason to watch? Am I wrong here? Like,
it's a PBA major this week for $250,000, and my man Stumpo in the chat. While I love my man, he wants me to talk about league bowling shit. Rob, can somebody tell this guy that there's more important things to talk about than league bowling? But Rob, listen, I agree, I concur. I wish we could bet this week, Rob. If we could bet, if DraftKings or FanDuel had the PBA event up with odds this weekend, Rob, let me tell you something. I'd be making a shitload of money. All right, wait until you people hear these bets that I have laid out. Okay, I mean, it really hurts me. It honestly does. Like it really hurts me that we can't engage in betting in a real way with the PBA yet. Okay, so we've talked about it ad nauseum. I'm going to let it go. Rob, let's talk about the Central region. All right, it's kind of where we left off last week. All right, let's talk about this.
Strong region.
It didn't get a lot of talk. I feel like, PBA prop bets, John. Yes. More like PBA parlays. How about that? Okay.
So
How
Dave Peacock says, "I'll take Bill O'Neill." So 90% of the rest of the spectators.
Yeah, your odds aren't going to be real good there, Dave. In the East region, I don't think you're not going to get a super great return on your money there. But okay. So here,
you want me to go through it?
Where we're at, Central region. Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll kind of give you my breakdown as well after you're done.
Okay. So Central region, as of today, 76 entries bowling in the region. Top 7 of the 76 bowlers are in the top 25 in cash earnings. Chris Prather, EJ Tackett, Sean Rash, Tom Smallwood, Wes Malott, who, by the way, I was really surprised to see. He actually lives in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Usually he's a Texas guy, so I was surprised to see him in the Central region. AJ Johnson and Nicholas Pate. And then you had 2 bowlers from the top 25 to 50 earnings, and Andrew Anderson and Mitch Hoope. I had some notable mentions. Lenny Borish, Mike Eden Jr., Tom Hess, Tim Mack. Great to see Timmy bowling, by the way.
I'd have money on Tim Mack. I have a bet on Tim Mack.
Let's go. Let's get this guy on the show.
Stay tuned. I have a bet on Tim Mack. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eugene McCune, if the high hard one is out, we all know Eugene's, the ladies love the high hard one, Mike. You all know that. Kurt Pelon, J.R. Raymond, Ronnie Russell, Matt Sanders, Zach Tackett, Mike Wolf, and Greg Young. Those were my notables, Mike.
Rob, are you really going to leave Steve Jaros off that list, dude?
Yeah, dude.
You're going to – what? Oh,
He's
Rob, respect the OGs, anymore. Rob.
He's not respect a notable
the OGs, anymore. Rob. Come on now.
He's a notable. Yo, Rob, Steve Jaros. I'm not hating on Steve Jaros, but, man, like –
Steve Jaros, if you're out there, we want you on this show. Big fans.
Yo, that'd be awesome.
Big fan back in the day. Okay.
Absolutely.
Dude was rock solid, Rob. When my mechanics fell out of whack, that's who I would try and emulate with Steve Jaros. I mean, perfect straight head, perfect.
Is that who you wanted to bowl like growing up?
No. I'm saying when I felt out of whack, it was like, okay, that's a good guy to emulate because his mechanics were just very solid, didn't really do much, just steady and sturdy.
I was always trying to emulate Pete Weber, man. My backswing was just as high as his. I mean, you're a kid growing up, you want to bowl like Pete Weber, right? Like,
okay, so
how it is.
Here's David Tolson doesn't like your breakdown, Rob, so I'll give it to him a different way. All right, here are the locks.
What was wrong with my notables?
He said you'd had half the damn field for the notables. I kind of feel like he's right.
These are notables. Kurt Pelon's got a title. Tom Hess has got a title. Timmy Mack, if he's not notable, then what? Timmy Mack is notable.
I agree. I think David
Greg Young is a notable, right? Like young boy.
Yeah, I have him on my list. Yeah.
Mike Wolf, right?
Here's my locks for the Central region. Okay, Prather, Rash, EJ Tackett. All right, Prather, Rash, EJ Tackett are my locks there. No surprise. I have the no surprise category. Okay, I did the same breakdown last week as well. Andrew Anderson, Mitch Hoope, AJ Johnson, Wes Malott, Nick Pate, Tom Smallwood. Okay, I have all those on my no surprise category. I'd put Matt Russo in that category as well. I have him on my list. I'm a little weary of the lefties sometimes, Rob, but if the left is there, I really like his chances as well. Then I got my long shots category. Okay, I have Brent Boho. All right, I got Lenny Borsch Jr., Tom Hess, Steve Jaros, Tim Mack, McCune, Pelon, Ronnie Russell, Sanders, Mike Wolf, and Greg Young. So that's what I had for that region. So I feel like generally we're on the same page there.
Now let me break it down for everyone out there. The Central region was the only region to have 7 bowlers in the top 25 in earnings. The second leading was the West region at 5. And there's 76 entries. And by the way, Mike, I do have to throw this out there. I was really surprised that as of right now, only one of the regions is sold out. I mean, all this money that's online, that just kind of shows you like people don't want to go out and bowl.
Yeah, I also think it's amazing some of the names that are coming out. Like, last week we talked about the East region with Mike Machuga, right? And you see somebody like Tim Mack and Steve Jaros, bringing out some of the names. So I think that's great as well. But all right, where you want to go next, Rob? You want to do Southwest or South?
Let's do the South region.
Okay.
So I'll break it down real quick.
The European region. The European region.
Yeah, not as strong as I originally thought it was going to be when I really thought saw this format. I originally thought South region would probably be the strongest, and it's really not compared to the Central or the East region, in my opinion. But South region, out of the 71 entries, right, 4 in the top 25, 7 in the 25 to 50, and 71 total bowlers. Top earnings: Yester Svensson, Tommy Jones, Norm Duke, Dick Allen. Top 25 to 50: Ryan Simonelli, Tom Doherty, Martin Larson, Oscar Palermo, Richard Teese, Thomas Larson, and Chris Sloan. Notable mentions: DJ Archer, Kim Bowleby, Jason Couch, Andres Gomez, Scott Newell, Trevor Roberts, Kenny Ryan, and Walter Ray Williams Jr.
I felt like this region is the toughest. To me, it was the toughest region to pick who the locks are, or select.
Is my lock.
Yeah, but what if the left isn't good?
He makes left good. I think he's just that good, man. There's just some players that find a way to make it.
The only guy I have as a lock in this region, is Dom Barrett.
Dude, Dom Barrett. I didn't even have Dom Barrett in my top 25.
No.
I got to get him on. Yeah, that's my mistake. I got to get Dom Barrett here.
Yeah, dude, so I don't
Norm Duke. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Norm Duke, the 28
that's what
format.
I'm saying. Like Tommy Jones, right? Tommy Jones is in this region too. So do you put him in the lock category? I don't know. I mean, I think it's I wouldn't mind having him there. In fact, in my bets, I put him in a couple parlays. But then if you start to go in that direction, you have Jesper, you got Dom, you got Duke, you got Tommy Jones, right? So are we then saying that 4 of the 5 spots are locked up? I don't know. That's why it was tough for me, honestly. That's why I had a hard time with this particular region.
Okay, here's my locks. Dom Barrett, Norm Duke, Tommy Jones.
I like that. I like. In fact, I think I have a parlay with that exact combination. So right. I had my only lock. My only lock that I had was Dom. My no surprises were Dick Allen, Pontus Anderson, Simonelli, Doherty, Duke, Jones, Thomas Larson, Oscar, Chris Sloan, Richie Teese. Long shots I had as DJ Archer, Kim Bowleby, Jason Couch, Andres Gomez, Martin Larson, Kenny Ryan, and Walter Ray. And everybody else I would have pretty much as field odds there.
Okay, so my brother Jeff says, I think there's too many good players in my region to do any locks. Look, honestly, Jeff, let's just call spade a spade. Every region, you're taking top 5 out of 96, 76, 71, 65, 76. We're calling them locks. There's no locks in this format, right? This is a crazy format because of only taking 5 players out of 70 to 90 bowlers each region. That's really, really hard to call anybody a lock, honestly. But if you're going to look at the field and look at your best odds or your potential odds, meaning even money locks, those are your players. I'm giving Norm Duke even money to come out of that region. Now, even money is never a lock. It's a coin flip, right? But compared to everybody else, he's a lock. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay. I'll be honest. I feel pretty strongly about the people I'm saying are locks. If I miss on any of these, I'll be rather surprised. For a top 5. Now, I'm not saying that these are locks to win. Okay. I'm not saying they're locks to win, but at the same time, I'm
counting them out. I love Walter, right?
Larry, you want to bet on that, Larry? You want to bet on that? Email me if you want to bet on that. Hit me up.
Look, Walter,
I'll give you good odds on that.
We did a great interview with Walter, right, in our previous podcast, right?
One of the best we did. I mean, it was crazy.
Amazing.
It was crazy. It was crazy to be able to get the opportunity to interview him.
And the only thing I think he's got going for him compared to a lot of other bowlers out there is the longer format. Even though he is 61, I feel like 28 games is a lot of games for someone who's the GOAT who could, figure it out, right? As long as physically he feels okay. 28 games is a lot of bowling for what is it, 2 days? That's a lot of games. I bowled a 20-game tournament in 2 days once. I left there feeling like a truck ran me over, and that was 20 games. Yeah, it was a one-day event, but still, that's a lot, Mike, for your hand, your back, your shoulders. I mean, dude, these guys are gonna have to be in some bowling shape. Like, you got to go with the young. I don't know. All I'm saying is, it's an advantage, but also he's physically you got to hold up too. I don't even know if Walter and Norm in their primes were bowling 28 games in 2 days, like on the old tour. Mike, what do you think? I mean, they had longer formats back then, but 28 games in 2 days is a lot. And if they're hard, Mike, if they're tough to lanes and they got to throw spares and not strike a lot, they're going to make it even harder for them to bowl 28 games.
All right, fair enough. On to the Southwest region, Rob, the last one. Our last one to cover here, okay?
Okay, so
give us the breakdown.
Yeah, Southwest region. You have a total of 65 entries right now, which is the least amount out of any of the regions as of the PBA website today. Top 4 in money earners in this region: Frankie Lavoie, Brad Miller, Chris Barnes, Kyle Sherman. And then you have 6 in the top 25 to 50: Sean Maldonado, Anthony Lavery Spar, Stu Williams, Ildemar Ruiz, AJ Chapman, and Arturo Quintero. And then my notable mentions here. Now, sorry, David, if this is a lot of notable mentions for you, but I know a lot of people, so you can't fault me for that. Nathan Bohr, Dino Castillo, Paul Fleming, Mike. Paul Fleming make an appearance. I know you know that name. Trey Ford, right? Who is young bull, right? Packy Hanrahan, Sean Lavery Spar, Rick Steelsmith, Chris Warren, Pete Weber, Farrell Williams, and I threw in Kevin Williams there because he's got the hot tunes,
Okay.
So that was my breakdown of the region.
I felt this was another really tough region to pick out, more than one player who I felt is a real lock to make it. That if at the end of this weekend, if they're not in the top 5, I'll really be shocked. The only player I have as a lock here in the Southwest region is Frankie Laveau. That's the only one.
Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes. What are you kidding? 28 games. This format is made for Chris Barnes.
Okay. I mean,
dude, I'll put all my money on Chris Barnes making a top 5 on a 28-game format on a tough shot. I'd put all my money on him. Come on, dude. This guy is.
This is a tough field, Rob. Rob, this is a tough field.
He's one of the reasons why it's a tough field. You put Chris Barnes in a 28 game.
I agree, and he's if I go through the list of no surprises: Barnes, Chapman, Packy, Lavery Spar, Maldonado, Brad Miller, Ildemaro, Kyle Williams, Kyle Sherman, and Stu Williams. If I go through that list, you're right. Barnes is probably the next logical person. Right. Brad Miller, I like a lot. I considered putting Brad Miller in the lock category here in this particular region. He's been bowling real good, right? So it was tough though, Rob. Again, like if you go down that road right now, you got 3 or 4 out of 5 spots that are locked, right? I just don't think that that's likely. I think you could pick out 1, 2 in most of these regions, but after that, I think that it gets tough. And then my long shots here, Rob, Rick Steelsmith. You want to talk about great names coming out of the woodwork, okay? Rick Steelsmith. Oh, man, another guy we had on the show, right? In reference to Wichita State, right? But, oh, my goodness, Rick Steelsmith. For those of you who didn't listen to that interview, like he was the legend of the guys who are now legends, right? Like Barnes, et cetera. I had Rick Steelsmith, Chris Warren, another name coming out, Pete Weber, Farrow, Arturo Quintero, Ray Lucier, Trey Ford III, Dino Castillo, and Nathan Bohr as my long shots there.
Now, Mike, here's what I want to do. I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to talk through my screen for anybody who is listening to this on audio, because sometimes I forget that a lot of people listen to us and they can't see. But I just want to show everybody the field, right? And I want to show everybody like the power of these fields, and people could make a judge. You could judge for yourself which is the strongest region, because I know there's a lot of talk right behind what's the strongest region. Dude, Central region to me is probably the strongest region, right? In my opinion, just looking at these, right? 7 in the top 25 in earnings, going for 5 spots. And then on top of all the other people in the Central region that are notables, to me, that's the strongest division, hands down. I really believe that. I think the weakest region is the Southwest region. Now, I love to hear beef and Barnsies.
What? I think the Southwest region is the strongest region.
Oh, you see? Maybe, okay, correct me here. I would say the East region is the weakest, now that I look at it, okay? East region's the weakest, and then the Southwest is the second weakest. I put the West region in the top, probably third, and then the South region is the second toughest region. So that's still my opinion. Now, I could be wrong here. And I like that question here, David. David asked, do you think your notables have a chance to make the top 5? I think all the notables have a chance to make it. Now, do they have a good chance to make it?
David, stick around. I'm gonna give you a rundown of some bets I would put in hypothetically here, and I have a lot of people that were on the long shot list. Who I would throw some money on.
Mike, like a legit chance of some of these notables to make it, like Matt O'Grady out of the East, Brandon Novak out of the East. I think really, if you really look at the list here, a notable, Mike, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, a notable is going to come out of the East region.
Okay.
One notable is going to, and this list is going to come out.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, so Rob, this is actually a good transition.
Okay.
This is actually a good transition to what we're going to talk about next, right? So, hypothetically, right? So Rob and I always talk about how we wish you could bet on bowling more. Okay, and so I hypothetically went with the idea that I had a $10,000 budget to put in bets on this event. Okay. Rob, can you close this one and bring up? I think we got emailed the updated one, right? This has the West region only on it for the odds, but I think we got emailed the updated one if you check your email. So if you want to bring that one up, so let me explain the premise here. Okay. So the premise here was that, and maybe copy in the West region odds from that one into the one that we got sent. So the premise here was that I got a $10,000 budget to put some bets in. Okay. So what I did is we only base the odds that we're going to talk about on making the top 5. Okay. We're not going to discuss bets or odds tonight because, again, we can't bet on bowling. There are no odds on any of this. So we have to do all this ourselves and with our sources. Shout to the Sam Ross team to Sweep the Rack. We appreciate the quick work today. So we do our best, right, to come up with odds that we think are fair, make sense. And I'm only putting in bets here for the top 5 of this particular weekend, okay, of this qualifying event, right? And then next week, after the top 5 is decided in each one of these regions, Rob and I plan to come back and we'll not only follow up on the bets that I made here, see if any of them hit, see if I had anything right, kind of figure out if I would have ended up in the hole or if I would have ended up to the plus here, okay? And then we will give another set of bets for the winners of each region, okay, and the winner of the total event. Rob, does that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah. So I got to get my other odds that we did into our West region here, but here's the new updated sheet with the odds here. So
okay, all right. So Rob, what region do you want me to start with for my bets?
Let's start with the East region because that's the one.
All right, so I spent about $2,000 in the East region, okay, worth of bets. I had 10,000. All right, I had 10,000. So I spent about $2,000 in the East region. Here's what I would have, Rob. And I love parlays, okay? I love parlays. And Rob and I we'll figure out the odds on these parlays. I have a parlay calculator that I can use to figure out some of these odds based on what we have here. Okay, so we'll follow up on that. All right, but Rob, I would have the following bets. You can evaluate whether you like these or not. All right. Parlay one would be O'Neal, Troop, and Brad Angelo for $250. All three to make the top 5 for $250.
I think Brad Angelo throws that parlay into a spin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got O'Neal, Troop, and Danielle McEwen for $250 to make the top 5.
Okay. I could go with that.
You like that? All right. I got O'Neal and Troop, just O'Neal and Troop, $500 to make the top 5.
I mean, that's 2 of the top 6 bowlers in the world.
Okay. Right. I mean, that's a pretty solid bet. I look at that as almost a guaranteed win right there. If those 2 guys aren't in the top 5 coming out of that region at the end of the weekend, I'd be kind of shocked. Right. So I drop $500 there, and then I have the following individual bets. Okay. Following individual bets to make the top 5. All right. 200 on Machuga, 200 on Patrick Gerard, 200 on O'Neal, 200 on Danielle McEwen, 200 on Troop.
I mean, like this region is such a crapshoot. So you're pretty much just throwing darts at a board right now, which is fine because it is. That's a crapshoot. Personally, looking at these new odds here from PJ Haggerty, I like Matt O'Grady at 14-1.
20-1 on Machuga. Oh man, I love that. I love 200 on that. 200 for $4,000 on that. If Machuga makes the top 5,
we got a live update here. We need to scratch off Miss Danielle McEwen.
Okay. All right.
Lucas just said, FYI, McEwen isn't bowling the players. She's bowling the PWBA instead.
Scoops. My guy.
Come on, Danielle. I would skip the PWBA tour and bowl this tournament. What are you kidding? Mix it up with the guys a little bit. Let's do it.
Sure, yeah. People in the chat, what do you think about my bets? Anything that stands out to you there? What kind of odd did he give Patrick Gerard? Can we
5-1?
5-1. Wow, 5-1. That's it. Okay, I'll take 200 on. I would take that. I'll take 200 on Patrick Gerard at 5-1. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Put me down for Jason Sterner, who had a tough year this last year. Put me down for some money with Jason Sterner at 10-1, and I like Brandon Novak. That's my dark horse. That's my notable that I think is going to make it at 18-1. Okay. And you could also I love Matt O'Grady at 14-1, and I love Pepe at 18-1 in case the left side is money. So but I'm a guy who likes the long shots. I like putting my money when I know I'm getting my dollar value.
Okay.
And then, of course, Bill, right? Like,
waste of 400 on who? Waste of 400 on what? What did I waste 400 on?
That's all he did this past weekend with the NFL was waste 400.
Yeah, pretty much.
28 games. I wish I knew. I wish what I would do to break down these even more. If we were allowed to bet here, Mike, really bet. I would love to be able to look at the bowling centers they're bowling on, the patterns that they're bowling on, and get a history of what's been going on in that bowling center and who has the success rate with those patterns. Mike, you could run a whole kind of computer system computations on what's going on, and we could make a lot of money.
Yo, Patrick Gerard has made shows at majors before. No? I mean, am I wrong about this?
5-1. I wouldn't take Patrick Gerard 5-1.
I don't look at that bet as a waste of money. And Mike Machuga has come out of nowhere to make runs in tournaments after long breaks before. So, I honestly think that's a decent bet. And listen, Lucas, if you're interested in booking any of my action, or if anybody's interested in booking in any of my action, give me a call. I mean, I'm not going to be betting $10,000 worth. This is just hypothetical, but I might bet.
Bill's at 9-2.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay,
Yeah, no.
so
Oh, Stu, would you stop, Stu? We talked about Dom Barrett. I said Dom was the only lock that I had from the South region where he's at. So you're a
yeah,
little
I
late,
messed
Stu.
up.
You're a little late.
No, Stu, I left him off my list by accident. So he's,
Oh, okay. All right.
it's on my other sheet, but since I pulled in uh,
The odd sheet.
yeah, I can't do that because it's on my other sheet.
Okay. What region you want me to go with here, Rob?
Go with the I'm putting Dom Barrett. I'm making Dom Barrett's odds right now. I'm giving Dom Barrett I'm giving him 2-1. I'm giving him I'm giving him even money.
Yeah, he's the South region. He's the South region.
Let's do the South region because the West region odds are on my other sheet. So
okay. Let's see. No, Dom Barrett is in the South region.
oh, I thought he was in the Southwest region.
No, South. You got to add him to South. All European guys are in the South. Okay. So, all right. You want to do the South region. All right. Here would be my bets. Okay. Here's what I got. I got $200 bets on all of the following players. Okay. $200 bets on all the following to make the top 5 again. Jesper, Dom Barrett, Ryan Simonelli, Tom Doherty, Norm Duke, and Tommy Jones. Then I took 2 parlays, $250 each, 2 parlays, one Dom, Duke, and Jones, and another Dom, Jesper, and Jones for $250 each. And I added $100 there that I would put on Kenny Ryan to make the top 5 as well. So anything that sticks out to you there, Rob? Anything you like particularly or don't like?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Norm Duke in this, but 5-2, I'm not going to put my money on Norm Duke.
Okay.
Because it's a top 5 out of 71 bowlers. I'm not putting my money on a 2-5. In this kind of format, if I was to really get odds, I'd be looking at long shots to make it. Someone like an Oscar Palermo at 10-1. I would even take someone like a Thomas Larson at 15-1. And yeah, Dick Allen at 4-1 too. I like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like
what do you think of my parlays there? You think I got a shot with Dom, Duke, and Jones, or Dom, Jesper, and Jones?
it sounds too easy. Your those parlays. Like it's so easy to look back at it and say, oh, the 3 of the top 5 players all 3 will make it. I just feel like with this format, it's going to be a mix of like people that you never heard of coming out of the woodwork, or some of our notable mentions like making runs for the show. So it's hard, man. But I mean, if you're gonna put a parlay in, then you can't go wrong with that parlay. That would probably be what I would do. But I just feel like it's so tough to, you have 3 or 5 of the top earners, right? So top 25.
Yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough, Rob. It'll be tough for me to count all the money I would win if I could actually make these bets. That would be tough. Be tough for me to spend that money. Right, Dave? Tell him, Dave. Tell him, son. Dave,
we got another
tell
scratch.
your brother. Tell your brother how much money we'd be making here, okay? All right, please.
Another scratch, Thomas Larson. They're dropping like flies, Mike.
I know.
Travel issues.
What region we going with next?
Let's go to the Southwest region.
I want to spend this $10,000, Rob. I want to spend this $10,000. Southwest. Can I give my super parlay right now, Rob?
Oh my God!
Can I interrupt the action to give my super parlay?
Fuck it.
You guys ready? Whatever. All right. $500 super parlay. Okay, here it is. All of the players to make the top 5. Here we go. O'Neill, Troop, Belmo, Simo, Dom, Lavoie, Prather, Rash, EJ Tackett, all to make the top 5 for $500. Give me that parlay. Give me that parlay and tell me we're not going to the bank. Back the Mack truck up, son. Back the Mack truck up. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up, because that's the type of shit we're going to need to count the money, okay? All right. Southwest region, Rob, okay? Southwest region. Here we go. Here are my bets, all right? I would have a $500 individual bet on Frankie Lavoie to make the top 5. It's 5-2.
At 5
I'm
to 2.
okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I think that's a lock. I think that is a dead lock. Okay, so I'd have 500 there.
Let me point something out though. Luca PJ had Chris Barnes at worse odds than Frankie Lavoie. So thank you PJ for stressing my point earlier and supporting me.
Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I'd have $100 bets on the following players: Barnes, AJ Chapman, Brad Miller, Stu Williams, Sean Maldonado, and then I would have $50 bets because I respect my OGs on Rick Steele-Smith, Chris Warren, and Pete Weber. Okay, $50 bets on all those guys. I have 2 parlays in the Southwest region. Are you ready? Okay,
I'm
2
ready.
parlays here, $250 each. I'm going to take Francois Laveau, Brad Miller, and Sean Maldonado in 1 parlay. Okay, that's my better odds parlay here.
I
Rob.
like that. I like that one though.
And then here's the winning parlay. Here's the lock parlay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Francois Laveau, Brad Miller, and Chris Barnes for $250.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's pretty that's not like you're going really, really.
It's like a
crazy.
lock. I mean, all right. Listen, I'm keeping track of how many of these I win.
How about this? I'm going with the Beef and Barnesy parlay.
Okay.
I'm going with that.
All right. I don't mind that. I don't mind that parlay. I really don't.
I really like I like looking at the notables.
Kyle, I don't really like any long shots in that Southwest region there. I'll be honest.
Dude,
I think that's a really heavy region. But
would you really like to see Chris Warren make the fucking?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely,
dude.
Absolutely. But I mean, so Rob, if we take a look at those long shots, right? If we take a look at the long shots in that Southwest region, right? And Kyle's asking who we like there. Who do you like as a long shot there? I like Packy. I like Packy at 18-1 if the left is good.
Yeah, Packy. I mean, P. Weber, right? Like just because he's P. Weber, and
I like Dino. I like Dino at 30-1.
Dino 30-1. Honestly, though, I'm gonna keep it real here, Mike. I don't think any of them are getting it.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say to Kyle. Like in response, this is. I think it's going to be a lot of chalk in this particular region.
I don't think any of them are going to be in. I think you're going to see this region. It's going to be like Frankie, Barnes. I could see all 4 of these guys making it with Maldonado. Honestly, right. I could really see and Stu too making a push for it too. You really have
anybody going to be shocked if AJ Chapman makes it? I'm not going to be shocked.
Here's the thing is, right, you see that my highlight right here? In reality, even Arturo's got a decent chance, but anybody in this region in the top 50 in earnings that really have a chance. I can't see any of them. Dino maybe could make a run, right? Nathan Bohr has got a lot of experience, right? Long formats. He's pretty good. So Nathan Bohr and Dino would be the 2 that I would probably take if I was to take anybody in the notables.
Okay. All right, Rob. Let's go on to the Central region here. Yes.
Oh man, this is the toughest region to bet on, dude. I mean, you have really wow. PJ has AJ Johnson winning this one. Okay.
Maybe Sam Rothstein knows something we don't. Yeah. All right, here would be my bets in this region. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'll take the following players to make the top 5 all for 200. Okay? Prather, Rash, Tackett, AJ Johnson, Wes Malott, Tom Smallwood. I'll take all those players to make the top 5 for 200. Okay? I have 3 parlays in this region, Rob. All right, $250 each. Okay, $250 on each parlay. I got Prather, Rash, and EJ to all make the top 5. Prather, Rash, EJ, and Wes Malott to make the top 5. And Prather, Rash, Wes Malott, and Smallwood to all make the top 5. Okay, $250 each on those parlays. And then, again, because I respect my OGs, I got $100 on Tim Mack, Steve Jaros, and Mike Wolf. Okay?
Just throwing money away on the OGs, huh? Because you like the name.
I respect the OGs, man. If one of them makes a run, I want to be in on it. I honestly.
Respect is one thing, but burning your money is another thing, Mike.
Oh, well. It's all hypothetical money anyway. Unless somebody out there wants to wants to book these bets for me, let me know.
Dude, okay. Flanagan is all over PJ on these odds.
Oh man. Woo, critics. Everybody's a critic today.
Are you going to respond to your boy Flanagan over here or what? I mean, that's taking shots at our boy Sam Rothstein making these odds.
He would say, what did he say? Rash Tackett would be minus 240 to make
Mike
the
Flanagan
top 5.
Your odds are so off, by the way. Rash Tackett would be like minus 240 to make
minus
the top
5. Really, Mike? Minus 240?
Dude, Sean Rash even money is generous. That to me is the lock of the year. I mean, even money. Like this kid's like.
Yeah, but Rob, the whole time you've been saying like, well, there's 70 guys in the field, there's 80 guys in the field, there's only 5 spots.
There's a few guys are going to make the show, right?
Minus 240. Oh, PJ's here. PJ makes it a pay. Defend yourself, PJ. Defend yourself against Mike Flanagan. Let's go.
Dude, that's hilarious. Like Andrew Anderson to make a run too, yo.
Okay.
I mean, look, like we're all legit, but here's the thing: is this is a brutal division. To me, like I said, this is the toughest division. You gotta like Prather in a 28-game format, right? The grind, that kid is capable of, right?
Lock City.
EJ Tackett, right? Gonna be there. So now you're bowling for 3 spots. Rash, AJ Westmont, dude. I feel. Why would you bowl this region if you were a region player right now? If I had my regional card and technically I live in the central region, there's no chance I would bowl unless I'm just planning on trying to get a check and getting 28 games of experience.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this love nonsense, PJ. I want battles to the death in here. Come on, son. No love here. Okay.
Yeah, this is a stacked region. PJ says love Flanagan, but there's a ton of players in that division. It's a stacked region. This region's brutal, bro.
Listen. Come on. Yeah, cut us a break for crying out loud. All right, we're just people who are throwing around ideas here. We're not professional odds makers, even for bowling. Okay, so it's all hypothetical here. We're just having fun. All right. Rob, what's the next region? West, right? It's the only one we didn't do was the West for the bets. Yes.
We have odds. I got to pull up the other sheet. So let me.
Okay.
And just for Flanagan, we did the West region odds because PJ didn't want to do.
PJ's bowling. PJ's bowling. Right. So he didn't. Just to be clear, right? He's not even hypothetically discussing the odds for the region that he's bowling in. Okay.
Dude, don't sleep on our boy PJ too.
Yeah, we didn't want to upset anybody. Okay. Andrew Anderson was plus 150 on Dougie Vision. Against who? Well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter, right? I guess it doesn't matter.
It's true. That doesn't matter. Let me pull this up right now.
Can you bet on Dougie Vision, Spags? Can you actually bet on it now? Because that was an idea that I threw out there for a while. Okay. So yeah, Bell minus Flanagan. Your odds are so holy guy, Flanagan with those odds. Honestly, I wouldn't even put in bets. Honestly,
dude. So
I wouldn't even put
Belmonte has got to be now. Just looking and talking about Belmonte's got to be less than even money, right? Like we completely missed that. Belmo's got to be if PJ is saying
make
Barnes
the show.
Is not
yes.
What is Belmo?
Right. Okay.
So Belmo's got to be he's got to be minus 800, right?
Hey, I don't know about that. I mean, that's a little bit much to me, but to make the top 5, yeah, I guess,
He's more than that. He's like minus 1,200, dude. I'm telling dude, Belmo is he's as locked as you're gonna get in a 28-game format. And a
Things
regional.
happen. You guys are all talking like he makes the show at every single major. There are times where he doesn't make the show. I mean,
Stu makes my point here, dude. He's bowling in a region of 76 players in a 28-game format. He's the best in the world, and he's in the top 5 by far. He's gonna make this show. This is as guaranteed as locks as it get in this whole scope of this tournament is Belmo.
Okay. All right. No, I agree. I'd say minus 800. Minus 800. It might be fair there, right, to make the top 5. But
because he could be minus 2,000.
Regardless of my odds, here would be my bets here. Okay, I would take a major parlay here. All right, $400. Following guys to make the top 5 here. Belmo, Simo, Kent, and Buttriff. All right, I would take all 4. Okay, 4-way parlay: Belmo, Simo, Kent, Buttriff for 400. I would then parlay Belmo and Simo together to make the top 5 for 1,000 in this region. I think that might be. That might be the best bet that I have here. Belmo and Simo to make the top 5 for 1,000 in or the biggest lock bet that I have anyway.
Mike Flanagan does not like our odds. Sorry, open this, guys. Big Mike, do a cash in all your bets, dude. Look, we did these on the fly, Mike. Okay, like give us a break here. Like we don't have any computers like the sports books here in Vegas do. I don't have we don't have time to sit here and spend really, really like getting into the nitty gritty of these odds and these players.
Stu, if I'm taking any lefty, I'm taking Jacob Buttriff in a 28 game event. All right. Because I think there'll be a period of 7 games in a regional, right? I'm taking him. Okay. I'll take that parlay.
Every regional he bowls.
Guys, I'm dead ass serious that if I was allowed to bet, I swear I'd have all these bets in. I'm not saying I would be betting $10,000, but I'd probably have $1,000 that I would put in, and you could divide everything by 10. I would have a $40. I would have a $40 bet on this parlay right here. Okay, I'm telling you.
Big Mike's Bowling Sportsbook.
I like these bets. Okay, I like these bets, and then I'd have $200 each. $200 each on the following guys: Dio Bernard, PJ Haggerty, and Michael Haugen. All right, because I respect my OG, Michael Haugen. How's it? Michael Haugen, you want to come on the show? You watch this at all? Anybody know him? Hit us up.
Yeah, I got Haugen on. I got Haugen. Yeah. Dude, he's supposed to. I got Haugen's my guy, man.
Okay, so I'd have 200 on Dio, PJ, and Michael Haugen. Those would be my bets for the West there.
Going through the West, I really think that just looking at the West region, this is one of the weaker regions. It really is. Even with Simo and Belmo bowling, I feel like, and Marshall Kent too, I feel like there's still like 3 out of the 5 spots that are pretty questionable between
4 out of 5.
You know what the problem with this format is, Mike? Is you got 76 to 90 bowlers or 65 to 96 bowlers each region, and 5 spots go. And you bowling against the best in the world, and you're in a region where Belmo, Simo, and Marshall Kent are in your region. Essentially, you're like looking at bowling like for maybe 2 or 3 spots most if one of those guys has a bad weekend.
Right. Yeah.
I want to put, so you really, if you're going to bowl, you're really bowling for the experience. You're bowling for maybe a check because I think they're giving like a 1-in-3 cash ratio. And more for just like the learning and just to go bowl and just even the good regional players like a PJ Haggerty has got to go in there and really have to be like have an unbelievable weekend, like to beat a Belmo or a Simo in 28 games. And he's capable of doing that for sure. But like these other players, right? Like it's hard. It's really hard, and I can't wait.
You know what, fellas? I'll be honest. I didn't consider the ball switch by Marshall Kent in that bet.
Oh, which we got to talk about.
You're right. You're right. I'll be honest. I would take him out. I would take him out of my bets in that region. Good point. Good point. You guys just saved me some money. Thank you.
There you go.
Now I got how much more do I have to spread around? I got to see. What region was that? It was the West region.
Let's talk some other because we got only a few more minutes.
Okay.
Hold on. Flanagan, here's a question. Out of 25 spots, how many people will make their first show ever? I will set the line at over and under 1.5. Who you got?
Wait. 1.5 out of the 25 spots?
No, over and under.
I know, but I'm saying
of
all 25, I would go over
under.
On that.
No, I'm taking the under.
I would go
I'm
over
taking the under,
right.
and I'm taking Brandon Novak. But he made a show though, Brandon Novak, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's definitely made a show before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so now it's
show.
Mike saying that Marshall can still throw Storm stuff. So I'll put him back in my bets if he can still throw the Storm stuff. But if he's got to use the 4 big bowling balls, I don't know.
So he signed with Big, but the contract hasn't expired yet. So that was part of the deal. So he made the announcement before this turn. That's kind of odd, no? Like, wouldn't you not make the announcement? What if he makes the show? Does he still have to use Storm stuff on the show, or does he have to throw Big on the show? I would imagine he still has to throw Storm, even though he made an announcement that he's switching. That's kind of like getting traded, Mike, and then still playing with your team that traded you. Right?
It's an interesting move. That's an interesting move, that move,
That's kind of what he was not with Storm when he signed Simo. He was not with Storm when so big bowling is allowing Storm bowls to be used. Ooh, this is an interesting topic that's getting thrown out right now, Mike. Well, to me, this is crazy. So he makes an announcement that he's signing with Big, but they're letting him throw
Storm Stu is saying no. They allow you to throw other balls because they don't have a full range of stuff yet. Okay,
ooh,
all right.
That's like the jackpot. You get to throw everything. That's like being
weird.
on EBI.
That's weird. I'll be honest, I would never give that deal to somebody if I was the owner of a ball company.
That's like being on EBI and you have 12 brands in your bag.
Yeah, I understand they don't have a full lineup yet, but if I'm the owner of a ball company and I'm paying a guy to throw my equipment, and I'm probably paying him serious money, right? Because I'm a startup company. Then I'm really going to want him to throw our equipment and all your equipment.
Yeah, but they only got 4 balls in their lineup. So, do you expect the kid to go out there, sign with you, and only bowl with 4 balls? One's probably a plastic. I mean,
no, this is true.
It's interesting.
This is true.
But yeah, the goal is TV. So if he makes a show, then
right? So that's the question with Mike, right? Rob, go ahead.
If he makes a show, does he have to wear the big logo and does he have to throw the big stuff on the show?
Yeah, does he have to throw the big bowling ball on the show? I mean, that would be the big question.
Is he going to have big balls on the show, Mike? That's what I want to know.
Is he forced to have big balls on the show?
How big are they? Are they going to be, if he makes a show, pretty sure he has to use big balls. Okay, otherwise, during qualifying, he could throw Storm.
So you're probably better off. Yeah. You're probably better off with big balls on the show. If you make the show, you better bring your big balls. I'll say that.
Yeah, he will have big balls on the show unless he needs a urethane. So he's only allowed to have big balls if he has resin big balls.
Man, this is interesting. This is it. See, this is why I say Sweep the Rack, podcast of the people. We love it. We love it. We appreciate the info, folks, for sure.
All right, Mike, I'm going to take this off so we could kind of just this is a transitional period. You're wearing big bowling logos. Wow, that's interesting because they're a new company, right? So how do they sign a player with only 3 balls in their bag? I mean, so there has to be with a pro, right? This is their livelihood. Marshall Kent's not going to forfeit a year of his success because he signs with a company that only has 3 balls in their bag. So I could understand the transitional period where Big Bowling says, look, you're allowed to use the Storm stuff during qualifying. but then you have to throw big on the show, and then you give up your reaction that you had all week. I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Marshall makes a show, like what happens with that. But all right, Mike, you want to get to the worst? Do you want to do a worst of the week message boards?
Worst of the week. Worst of the week.
Okay, worst of the week. So,
Okay.
Mike, you want to start with the worst of the week?
You want me to go first? You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
No, I'll go first this week. So you normally go first. So let me go first here. So this post is from Chris Shelton, who gets worst of the week, who asked the question about 19 hours ago on the USBC message boards. The question was it wasn't that bad of a question, but Mike, it set up a whole lot of responses that were just the greatest things I've ever read. And of course I had to throw my 2 cents in on the post. So
you love trolling people with a response. Can I say that?
The comments that make the thread. The comments make the thread because everybody jumps in like it's a raw piece of meat in like the lion's cage, like to try to get who could get the funniest comment.
True.
So the comment is, I've been away from bowling for 8 weeks because of our county being shut down to COVID. Okay, we could all relate to that. I went and practiced recently in a different state. So he drove across state borders to practice. Not a big deal. I noticed that he had lost a lot of finger and wrist strength. What is a good way to get the strength back? Okay. Any input is appreciated. So here's some of my favorite comments, right? Bring out a towel. Be sure to twist it both ways. Repeat many times. Okay. One of the other was could start working back by release by throwing your bowl into a wall for cushioned pillows. Okay. Not going to laugh at that because my mom used to do that. Let's see. Haven't been in the bowling alley in several months, but I practice at work with empty boxes.
I was thinking the same thing, John Stevenson. I was thinking the same shit, son. I was thinking the same thing.
I haven't been in the bowling alley in several months, but I practice at work with empty boxes. Believe me when I tell you it's very, very easy to see what you're doing wrong. I wrote HGH, right? Finger weight raises, right? You just anyway.
Oh my God.
Mike, if you need to go get a good laugh, there's how many comments on this post so far? There's about 30 to 40 comments, and some of them are just freaking gold. So me personally, I'm from Brooklyn. The only way I know how to strengthen my finger is to give the middle finger. That's the only way I know how to strengthen the finger. So shake weight, right?
Shake weight. Oh, that's great. All right, so here's my worst of the week, Rob. I'm going back to the well that is Tim Buck. Okay, I'm going. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm going back to the well that is Tim Buck. Tim Buck, I'm going to make you the worst of the week until you come on this show, son. Okay? So whoever knows this guy out there can get message to him. I'm coming at you worst of the week until you come on this show and give us the interview we need. All right?
That's our guy.
Here we go, Rob. Here we go from this week, okay? Tim Buck from the USBC message boards. All right? You got it, John Stevenson. You were on the same wavelength here, my man. Admin, to the people posting ball reviews, we allow you to post 1 per 7 days. It keeps from the group wall getting flooded with them. You will be muted and placed on post approval. Continue violations. We will have no choice but to remove you from the group. Please, we ask everyone in the group to follow the rules. They are in the pinned announcement. I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little torn on this one, though, Tim. You got me torn on this one because, I give you worst. Here's why I'm torn. I give you worst of the week because this is craziness. Okay, this is a soup Nazi, Seinfeld soup Nazi level of craziness about a USBC message board. Okay, and then I'm torn though because Tim, I hate ball videos as much as you do. I hate ball videos as much as you, but I still had to give it worst of the week. I really did. So
you think that's how he talks in real life? Tim Buck? You think that can start the conversation?
Rob, I gotta have him on. So I wondered to myself, like, is this guy a prison warden? Is he a prison warden in real life? Like, is that what he does? And that's why he has this level of control?
You think he writes emails like at work to his employees that starts with like admin, like please stop.
Oh my goodness, that's too good.
That's too good.
That is too good. It's the well. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Tim Buck, moderator of the USBC boards.
Don't ever cancel that. 2021. It's the only thing that's good. Dude, Buck is gonna. Anyway, so final thoughts, Mike. Good to have bowling back this weekend.
Yes.
When do we know when the first live is?
No, hold on, John Stevenson. Here's what we'll ask. Right, you guys should all go to the USBC message board and make separate posts about, hey, Tim Buck, Sweep the Rack wants to have you on. Sweep the Rack wants to have, so he keeps saying it, and then he'll get the point. He'll get to the point where he won't be able to help himself but to contact us and come on just to stop the flood of messages. All right, come on, let's go. Let's have a little real interaction with the show here. Okay, you guys know what to do. We shouldn't have to explain everything here. All right, Rob, here's my final thoughts. All right, it's a football and bowling weekend. All right, I'm glad Flow Bowling's back. I'm interested to see how the coverage works out. I'm not going to comment too much, but I'm not. I think I'm going to be watching it on mute. I'll say that, but I'll be watching. I'm interested to cover the action. I wish I could bet. If anybody knows any places out there that I could get some bets in for bowling, if the Bank of Scoops wants to try and come up against me, then let me know. We can do that. We'll work something out. But yeah, I'll be enjoying the weekend, Rob. I'll be getting it on, and big things going down. Nice enjoyable weekend. I got off on Monday too, Rob. So oh
yeah, I mean everybody does except for me. I get the toughest part of this whole format that they're running for me is the fact that we're going to have to wait until February 21st for the live show. Because the winners of each event will compete in the PBA Players Championship Finals live on Fox on the 21st. The regional finals airing on Fox Sports, they'll be beginning on January 24th. Now, I guess my question is, because I don't know this, are the region step ladders going to be taped and then aired, and then the final 5 is going to be live? Is that how they're going to do it?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the taped... and I know the answer to this question, Mike, but I'm going to ask it. Will we be able to watch the tape shows on Flow Bowling?
No.
To me, so they're taped. So we'll know the winners before the tape shows. So in reality, the major show for us is going to be the live final 5 step ladder show on the 21st.
Right.
That's going to be the show on January 21st is live.
Okay. So the first one is probably live then, right?
Okay. Yeah. So the first step ladder, do you know what region that is that's going to be live? Because to me, that would be a major plus if I was bowling in that region that was going to be a live show. I don't know why, but that's good though. At least one of them is live out of the 5 regions. I mean, I guess I'll take it at this point.
Rob, I want to put the bug in your ear now. We should do a live watch for the final show. $250,000. We should just do it where we come and broadcast and we watch it. We don't put it on the screen, right? We just watch it and then we tell people, all right, good, turn it on and watch it with us, right, for the live show.
Okay. We'll talk about it. Maybe people will want to watch with us. I don't know. I think we'd have some good commentary, that's for sure. I think we'd have a lot of funny things to say. Anyway, so my final thought is it would be cool to have some bowling on this weekend. Say some bowling, sure. A lot of bowling. And then I think they start tomorrow. So
no, Saturday.
Oh, it's a Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. That's it.
So is it just the practice session? Practice.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Travel practice. Yeah.
Okay.
Competition Saturday, Sunday. So
Cool. That's good. That's good on the weekend, so it gives you something to watch while I'm watching other things.
True.
Anyway, all right, Mike.
Shout to everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. Shout to everybody that's watching afterwards. Rob's been doing a great job with getting our content out there in different forms. We're back on all audio as well. So if you like to listen to us just audio, we have that format option for you as well. Reach out to us at Sweep the Rack on all platforms. All right, sweeptherack@gmail.com. We love to hear from the fans. We love to hear back from everybody. Have a good week. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the bowling. And Rob, I'm gonna set aside these papers that I have over here with my bets on them. And next week, I will prove that I would have made some serious money on this bowling gambling thing. Okay.
There you go. It's easy to gamble with fake money. You always win. As soon as the real money goes in the pool,
I put my money where my mouth is, son.
Yeah, I know.
Just give me the opportunity. Shit, we lost $1,400 betting against Pete Weber. So I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
How much worse can it be?
That was Kyle Troop, man. That Emerald IQ. I'll never forget that fucking tow truck of a ball. All right, Mike. Have a good week. We'll see you guys next week. And hit us up if you need something later.
Peace, folks.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.